Hello, everybody, and welcome to the UNCW Esports stream here. I'm joined with Colson, my humble caster from NC State, who we just knocked out yesterday.
All
I had to throw it in
okay.
there.
All right.
But we appreciate everybody coming out to join us. We have our kickoff match for the UNCW Varsity Rocket League team for NECC, their first Div 2 matchup against the ERAU Eagles. I believe they were the Eagles. Yes, the Eagles. And I'm excited to see how this one plays out. How are you feeling, Colson?
I'm feeling good. I'm kind of the opposite of you. I know I'm on the UNCW broadcast today, and I'm supposed to be supporting our Seahawks, but I'm feeling the Eagles a little bit today. Like you said uh, at the very top of the stream, you guys beat us yesterday in a best of five, and I'm still a little bitter about that. So I'm really hoping that the Eagles are able to come out on top.
Absolutely. I mean, I get what you're saying here, but you got to remember, you were biased on your state broadcast. It's time to be on the UNCW
Okay.
bias, all
All
right?
right.
I didn't get the opportunity to defend, but here we are, quick into this matchup as Ian tries to get a pop up off the ceiling, looks to control it, but blocked out by Sluggish, who Reticle trying to take control on the left side, gets a 50 off a flip, but Ian with a back pass, a dangerous play, but gets control off the ceiling. And now it looks like UNCW is going to be forced onto the defensive. And I know that's one thing UNCW has been struggling with so far this season is their defensive half.
I completely agree. I mean, yesterday watching the game, it was rough to say the least. Both teams seemed like they couldn't get a creative offense. So, as a new UNCW fan, what I'm hoping today is that I see a bit more passing, a little bit more creativity on that offense like this. I mean, if Reticle's able to get by this, which he is right to Sluggish, UNCW needs to capitalize on this pressure. One thing that they did yesterday really well was quick counterattacks. So hopefully they're able to bait in the Eagles a little bit, build that pressure, and lure them into a false sense of security like they did with the Wolfpack.
I'm really liking this new side of you, Colson. A big fan of the Seahawks. That's what I like to see coming out of my fellow caster here is that Flip gets a missed touch down to the backside of the field, Sluggish on the side wall. Trying to get a pass midfield. A shot opportunity from Reticle. Missed opportunity from Reticle as Steve gets a save. Sluggish bang down the field and controls it. UNCW's been playing pretty aggressively so far. Lots of a lot of challenges. Kicking hard, giving the Eagles a little bit of trouble on that defensive half. Not really giving them a chance to get a breakaway as BCN tries to get a touch but blocked out by Slug as he sends it right back down. An opportunity off the ceiling. Thought that one might go in, but it's just off that left side wall as Steve looks for the double. Misses the touch, but BCN says, not today. I'm taking this one back down the field.
And this is what I worry about. Wow. Look at that save coming out from Reticle. That's what you want to see. UNCW is actually playing really well against this surging Eagles team, and this could be their opportunity, but unfortunately, it is a floater easily saved out by Ian. A good thing if you are a fan of the Seahawks is that they are holding up to that pressure. Even when they have low boosts, they seem to be playing for one another, something I didn't see much yesterday. So this is a great sign if you are a Seahawks fan.
I think yesterday just kind of turned into a giant slugfest. So this is definitely a different style of roster I'm seeing today. I know Hot Dog has been working hard trying to get them to play cohesively, and that could be something that he talked about yesterday as I wasn't able to attend their coaching session after that match. As Steve gets a touch down the field, a 50, a dead ball in the middle, looking for a pass, but no one there to receive it. Reticle gets the challenge off the ceiling, but Ian, with all the space in the world, looks for a touch off the ceiling. A touch from Slug sends it back to his own corner, right into the hands of the Eagles. Is a missed opportunity, and Ian takes control off the sidewall. A missed read, but challenged by Flip. An awkward situation from UNCW. You can start seeing that defensive line starting to collapse as it looks like the Eagles are starting to get all the momentum in their favor.
This is where I worry as a Seahawks fan. I mean, they've done well so far, but it seems like all of the pressure this game is coming out on the side of the Eagles, onto the Seahawks. And that's where I worry. They've done really, really well so far to break that pressure, to play for one another. But I'm really hoping that they can hold that, right? They can keep that pressure off of themselves, keep playing for one another. And right now, the Eagles have two players outfield. This could be a great chance for a counterattack. Sluggish. Let's see what he can do. Flip reset. Unfortunately, doesn't get the flip, but Reticle does get a 50 in order to buy Steve some time to get back. Steve's going to have to jump early at this one. Gets bumped, but does well to allow enough time to get Sluggish to get back to that ball, but it's not over. Ian with a shot whiffs. Good clear out by Sluggish, but the pressure is still on for the Eagles. You can start to see the mechanics for them warm up, but it does not matter as it is able to be sent out. It could still be on with a bump, but a great dodge and a great save on the side of UNCW.
Absolutely, as Sluggish tries to take this one back down the field. A missed touch from Ian creates an opportunity, but it turns into a play for the Eagles. It looks like Ian gets demoed in the midfield. Reticle gets the 50 off his own corner. Sluggish looks for the shot. Quick respawn from Ian as he's able to get there just in the nick of time. As a missed touch from Steve that could be detrimental, and a bar down, and the Eagles go up 1-0 to kick things off.
I mean, a little bit of poking and prodding. It looked like the Eagles had a lot of control in this game one, and that's not what you want to see as a Seahawks fan. But what you do like to see is they were able to hold out for 4 minutes and 34 seconds. What you want to see here, like I said earlier, is that quick counterattack. We got two demos coming out. Sluggish able to get a 50. Steve will have to get over to it and hopefully be able to pass it over to Reticle, but no boost spawns. He does well to get back, but a double commit and an unfortunate respawn could be terrible for the Seahawks. Sluggish, full boost into the air, none left. Does well. Oh, but a bad 50 on the back line. That will wrap up game one.
You know, it is what it is. You know, they got an unfortunate 50, a little bit of missed positions on UNCW's side, creating those opportunities for the Eagles to take control, go up 2-0 with 3 seconds left. I mean, all you can do right here for UNCW is you got to be sure that you're being adaptable. You got to think about what you guys did wrong as a team pinch comes out and drops it down. But you got to be adaptable. You have to figure out what you did wrong in that game, and you got to fix it quickly. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to come back in the series. If you're not able to fix those changes in the moment, be adaptable, change what you need to, and then come around and turn it around and return the pressure to the Eagles, UNCW is going to have a hard time coming back.
I agree, but I think that this team is fully capable of doing that. They just need to communicate a little bit more and be a little bit more decisive. Not crazy huge changes. It's not like they're being outclassed entirely, right? I mean, they kept it 0-0 for a majority of that game. It's not like it is completely outside of that realm of possibility. It was the first game, so I imagine there was a lot of poking and prodding, seeing what each team could get away with. And I worry that if UNCW doesn't immediately challenge those balls that are kind of hovering in space, that ERAU will be able to capitalize off them. They'll start to warm up those mechanics. You saw some players going for crazy sidewall redirects, trying to get that flashy goal to boost that team energy. And I hope that UNCW is able to do the same thing, find that opening and strike.
I mean, I know that's one thing that I myself was noticing on that one was that the Eagles were doing a lot of two-touch mentality with the ball. They were going up off the ceiling, looking for a play off the ceiling, similar to that Zen play beforehand. And then we also had just like the sidewall reads, like you were saying. They were diming themselves up, looking for those redirects to try and give their teammates the best opportunity. And that's something that UNCW needs to kind of take note of and try and apply that into their own play style. But from what I've seen so far, UNCW's biggest kryptonite, that second man is either lingering too long or he's just not there in time to actually make a play in the ball. As a shot attempt comes out for a quick 1-0 for the Eagles, things already starting to look rough for UNCW.
Yeah, that's not the look that you want to see. Normally, UNCW is the team that gets that quick strike, and it seems like they had a play prepared. You saw second man go for a bump off that kickoff, but ERAU was just a little bit faster and was able to capitalize on that opportunity. But all hope is not lost if you are a fan of the Seahawks as the ball begins its journey into the ERAU half. Sluggish setting himself up like we were looking for. Steve is there, but a great save coming out from BCN. Reticle will need to do well to get this clear, and does. It could be to Sluggish, but Sluggish is no boost. This could be dangerous, but Steve, oh, a 50-50 on the goal line. Someone's got to be there, and Reticle does well to bail out the Seahawks.
I mean, already there you can see the confidence starting to shake just a little bit for UNC Wilmington as a demo comes out from Reticle, and Slug tries to shut my mouth as he goes for a reset, doesn't connect on it, and Steve gets beat out on the sidewall. Reticle making up for it, trying to get one touch off the backboard, blocked out by Flip. And UNC Wilmington establishing a little bit of pressure, but a missed jump from Reticle as he's not able to get the shot on target. But UNCW stays persistent, and you can start seeing UNCW trying to look for those passing lanes across the midfield. They're trying to connect with one another, try and set up that 1-2, and they're getting close. So the more and more they try it, I think they're going to start connecting on the dots there. But right now, it's just like they're just getting stuck on their own defensive half a little too much. As BCN tries to take this one solo, gets the dunk on Steve, but off that right side post. UNCW needs to find an outlet right here.
And they do well to find one. Steve with a shot, but does get blocked away, unfortunately. Reticle with a drop pass mid. This could be their opportunity. One thing that I like about this UNCW squad is that they are not afraid to stay in the play. My biggest worry for that is that there could be a chance that they overcommit. I'd noticed already a couple of times that a couple of the players on the side of the Seahawks decide to stay in the play for just one challenge too long. They're already low boost and they need to use that boost to get back to their own half. They've bought enough time for their teammates, and we're just hoping that they don't stay out, get caught out, and end up giving up a goal because of it.
Yeah, I know that's one thing UNCW has been trying to work on as they slowly try and progress through this season. As a 50 comes off the ceiling, Sluggish there to challenge it, get beat out by Flip. A scoring opportunity shut down by Steve. As Steve now looks for an offensive challenge, pops it up in the air, but just a little too high. Reticle tries to sneak it down, not low enough as it hits off the crossbar. And UNCW trying to sneak one through the gates of the Eagles, and things just aren't going their way. Right now, I think it's just coming down to missed touches as the Eagles put in the second goal of this game.
Speaking of missed touches, how about missed touches? Sluggish, unfortunately, he drops a whoops in the chat for us, just misses that one on the back wall. But again, it's not anything too difficult that UNCW needs to change in order to get back into this one. You saw that they were able to build that pressure. They just need to capitalize on it. I think my biggest worry right now is that someone's going to try to be the player. And against a team like ERAU, you're going to have to be a team player, not the star player. I think that their defense is too organized and too structured that no individual will be able to get past all three unless you absolutely peak. I think that you'll have passing plays like this. I mean, a great 50 in the midfield. Reticle has all the time in the world and is unfortunately cut off. ERAU able to pass that one back, but a good challenge comes out. ERAU able to follow on that quickly. Could be open, but it is saved away. This is UNCW's chance. No boost, no boost. Sluggish, go get the bump. And Reticle unfortunately puts that one wide. Could be a pass out mid. Is anyone there to follow? He follows himself along with Steve. Could be a shot. It's open and it's in. Sluggish from Reticle. A little help from the defender, but a powerful shot able to get by them. That's what you want to see if you're a fan of the Seahawks.
Absolutely. I mean, the key to scoring here is you got to make the other team feel uncomfortable, and you got to take advantage of those opportunities. And right there, that's exactly what we saw from UNC Wilmington. They took advantage of a situation, forced the Eagles to make a panicking save as another one sneaks right through. And just again, proving my point, make the other team uncomfortable, and you're able to start capitalizing on some opportunities. And I think you are well aware of this as well. Rocket League is a momentum-based game. It favors whatever team has the momentum, whatever team has the confidence, and whatever team is feeling honestly bold enough to try and make those kind of plays.
I completely agree. And UNCW is the team. I've watched them. They cook up a little bit later. They don't come out super strong in that first game. You already see the panic on the back line of ERAU. This could be a great opportunity. They need to go faster, but Flip is able to pass that one down to BCN, who does well to clear it out. Like I was saying, UNCW, they start out a little slower, but once they get going, they get going. And that's what you were able to see in those two response goals, getting themselves back tied up in this game. Going along with what you said, they need to be able to make ERAU uncomfortable, and they have been able to do that so far. It could be a 1v1, but it is cleared out, not enough boost to make a efficient play. This could be dangerous. Steve, low boost, but does well to pop it out into the corner, but ERAU has this pressure building. Hopefully the Seahawks are able to get out of this one.
And just as you say that, Reticle gets a clear out to the midfield, but shut down by BCN as a 50 comes out for Sluggish, two manning their defensive line as he goes for the boost steal, not able to connect. Steve looking for the shot as we might have our first overtime of the series. Reticle gets a pop-up in favor for Ian. Now Ian trying to get a touch off the ceiling, shut down. 1 second left, 0 seconds on the clock. A scoring opportunity for UNC Wilmington as Reticle gets their dribble to midfield. A shot attempt, and Steve is not able to get there in time. And we are here in overtime.
That's what you want to see as a Seahawks fan. I mean, you saw they had that pressure at the last second. If there was just 1 or 2 more seconds on the clock, I believe that ERAU defender had jumped and it would have snuck into the back net, giving UNCW this game too. And that is exactly what they need to get back into this series. It's really hard to reverse sweep the team, especially when the quality of ERAU. This could be it. Steve needs a good 50 to pop out for his teammate. Was able to beat, but let's see who is able to follow. None of the UNCW players are able to follow, and when they do, it is a miss come off the ceiling. Fortunately for them, ERAU also misses, but a BCN is peaking. Ian trying to go for the double and puts one bar down. A goal for the Eagles, not what you want to be, what you want to see as a Seahawks fan, but a great goal nonetheless.
Looks like UNCW is going to be calling a timeout in this one. I mean, honestly, they need one right now with the way they're playing right now. I mean, things are just not working out for them. They're making a little bit of rash decisions, and they're honestly panicking on the goal line. As you saw in that last goal right there, we had all three of UNCW's players were on the same post, two on the backboard, driving for the same ball. And those type of situations are almost a guaranteed goal for the other team. Right now, they need to clear up their rotation, look for bumps and demos in the midfield. They need to spread out because the more they clump it together, the more the Eagles are going to take advantage of that, and the more and more they're going to start losing the chance to come back here. They're going to have to clean it up. I mean, right now we saw some opportunities for passing play start coming out. Some goals came through. It stinks that they dropped this game in game 2 now at match point, but it's going to be curious to see if UNCW can bounce back in that aspect and kind of not buckle under the pressure there.
I completely agree. Good news for UNCW is that they looked unbelievably better in this game too than they did in game 1. You saw ERAU, they were sending some double commits. They were feeling the nerves. They were feeling the pressure. And that's what you want to see as a UNCW fan. If you're able to, hey boys, calm down. I mean, we have nothing to lose at this point. We're down 2. We might as well give it our all, try to calm those nerves, take a deep breath. And I think it is a great use of that timeout. We'll see if they're able to do that. I know that UNCW is a team that plays heavily on momentum, and sometimes nerves are the thing that really get to them. So if they're able to calm that mental, I think that they could easily take this game 3 and could be the team to reverse sweep ERAU.
I mean, I hope so. You know, I love my UNCW boys, and the more the score goes up, the more I get nervous. And that's one thing I definitely don't like to see here on the UNCW Rocket League side of things. But, I mean, it's just going to be a question of, how, like we were saying earlier, how adaptable can they be? Are they going to be able to make those in-game adjustments, or are they going to come down to kind of getting lost in the sauce, as they say, when they're actually on the pitch? You can talk about it all day, all you want. You can replay, review as much as you want, but if you're not going to actively be present in the moment to make those changes, things are going to start looking dire. Because, I mean, right there, one thing I'm going to point out is there's been a lot of that first man turning around and coming straight back into the play, clogging up the play, clogging up the rotation, and making your teammates guess. And the moment you make your teammates guess, the moment you put your team at a disadvantage. You're not being the best option for your team. And I think a timeout's the right call here. I think they, like you were saying, they need to talk things out. I hope coaches giving them a real talk about this situation, because I definitely don't want to see them drop their first game of NECC.
Neither would I. Even though I am a diehard.
No, you know deep down you want them to.
Hey, I didn't say that. At least not on the broadcast. I won't say that. But I really do, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, even though you guys whooped us yesterday in that game 5, I hope that the Seahawks are at least able to pull us to a game 5. At the end of the day, as a Rocket League fan, that's exactly what I want. I want to see it go the distance. I want to be able to cast more. I want to be able to talk about it more. And hopefully UNCW is up to that tall task. It's going to be a struggle coming back, but it could be one off to a great start. Sluggish doesn't get the bump on that, but it was a great attempt. That's the aggressiveness that I am looking for from the UNCW Seahawks. And I think that's what they're going to give us. I think, like I said earlier, it's going to be a guys, we have nothing to lose. We might as well just send the house. They might get cramped in rotation a little bit at first, but I think that we're going to see an explosive play, hopefully a passing play, letting us know that UNCW has come online in this series.
Absolutely, as Reticle tries and takes this one off the ceiling, gets a 50 over Ian. Those are the type of 50s we like to see as a shot attempt comes out from Sluggish and is not able to connect, but a ball in the midfield. Now Reticle dodges the demo, goes for one, looks for the double, pops it up over the second, but no one there to capitalize. Steve there to capitalize as UNCW goes up 1-0 in the match. Maybe they are coming alive, just like you were saying, as that is a tier 1 passing play I like to see from the Seahawks, and that's what we want to see as a program.
An absolutely beautiful pass coming off from Reticle. Selfless play as well, and exactly what I wanted to see. That is not exactly what I want to see, but it seems like the post is in our team, in our corner today. That is a lucky one that you will not want to see again, a nail biter as a Seahawks fan. But again, that was just a quick counter. That was just off the kickoff. So far in this game, UNCW is the one with that team pressure. They were willing to be selfless for one another, and now they just have to replicate it on defense. And what a save coming out by Sluggish, a flip reset by Ian. He got over one. Reticle does well to put it into the corner. BCN with time and space on the wall. Reset. Could be over one, over two, but is saved away again by Sluggish. You could argue that Sluggish is the backbone of the UNCW defense, as UNCW is able to get the ball out and maybe will be able to grab some boost.
Reticle looking to get a pop-up midfield, dodges another demo, gets a 50. No, Ian beats it out over him. A shot opportunity as Ian shoves it into the top right corner, equalizing this game 3. Devastation for UNC Wilmington. As that, I mean, just like that, your lead is gone. I mean, right there, I think the Eagles found that gap in the rotational play, putting UNCW in that awkward position we were talking about earlier, and they were just able to take advantage of it and bring in the equalizer. As UNCW tries to get this one back onto the Eagles' half and take control of this situation before it gets too out of control, as Ian gets a beautiful save. Now Reticle looks for the touch midfield to Steve. Steve looking for the shot, not enough power, as UNC Wilmington forced to kind of make a scramble, as Flip's going to look for BCN in the air. Sluggish with the pre-jump, pops it down. BCN passes it back to Ian. Beautiful play from the Eagles, as the Seahawks have an even better counter to that one.
Yeah, I'm worried that play by Reticle that beat 3 and got the Seahawks their first goal woke up something in Ian immediately with the retaliation. The speed that he was able to bring, I don't think the Seahawks were ready for. All 3 of the defenders, and was able to do it himself. And if you have a player that can 1v3, that is a dangerous situation, especially when you have low boost. But a quick pass on the goal line is what you want to see as a UNCW fan. They're holding up to this pressure well. Double commit by the Eagles, but Ian does well to pop it over. This could be great for Sluggish. Down to Steve, should be a shot, but it is blocked away well. Reticle not done yet with a follow-up into the corner, allowing his team some time to grab some boost. Should be a challenge, but that's the challenge I'm worried about as a fan of UNCW. Reticle had no boost and could have overheated a little bit, you know? Like, you want to see him let his teammate go, who's right behind him in the same position with full boost. Let them go. Get back on defense. And that is my biggest worry as a fan of UNCW.
Honestly, I wouldn't even say get back on defense there. Look for the bump on the guy. Give your teammate the free ball right there. I mean, you're out of boost. You might as well make yourself useful. The guy was just sitting there with no boost as well, and you just got the challenge off of him. Just hit him. Remove him from the play, because that gives your teammate a better opportunity to actually do something with the ball and possibly help the new second man. As UNCW is back on their defensive half, 0 boost, an awkward situation as a 50 comes out from Reticle. As a pop down the field here, Ian forced to make an awkward touch, goes for the psycho, doesn't connect, and BCN a double commit on the play. Sluggish for the shot. Ian there again, a shot opportunity as another shot comes out from Steve, but not on target as this one goes off the back wall. UNCW is starting to get fired up as they try and get this one in with 50 seconds left on the clock. I mean, right now, UNCW, they're starting to play a lot more cohesively from what I'm seeing. They're looking for each other. They're trying to make plays. They're trying to take advantage of those gaps as one comes right there, and they're just not able to capitalize. Looks like the Eagles' defense is just a little too strong.
Yeah, but those are the looks that you want to see. But if you are a fan of the Seahawks, that is not what you want to see. An absolutely crazy team pinch coming out from BCN, and Ian BCN off the ceiling says, Ian, come here. Bang! Puts it in the back of the net. ERAU is up 2-1 with 30 seconds left, but not all hope is lost for the Seahawks. This could be the play, but Ian does well to block it out. There was a team bump. I think you're going to have to send the house soon. You might as well, right? You won't win if you don't. Oh, but there could be a mistake on the goal line. Reticle does well to get it out. Steve is going to have to go for this. There has to be a better pass than that. Don't hit it right to the defender, or they're going to cut you off and build that pressure up yet again. And Flip hears me speaking and puts one in the back of the net. Eagles are up 3-1 in game 3.
Well, I think it might be safe to say that this one might be over. It's going to be a devastating loss to the UNCW esports program. I mean, that's not a good way to kick off your D2 Division II debut game, as Steve looking to just try and get some consolation goal, as this one's going to drop down off the sidewall. Sluggish keeps it alive, but BCN's going to send it down as the Eagles look for an extra goal, and they do get it to bring in the 3-goal lead for the win in game 3. Devastating loss. You can say all you want, Colson. I know you're happy, but it is what it is. All we can do from here is take the information, figure out what we did wrong, and learn from it.
Believe it or not, I'm not as spiteful as you may think. Even though you guys beat the Wolfpack yesterday, that's not what I wanted to see from my fellow North Carolinian. This is being asked if it's a best of 7, and we could be able to go a little further as we try to deliberate and figure it out. But if it's not over, it's not over, right? Oh, it looks like it is going to be a best of 7, so we are in for a treat. UNCW is not out, and we could be going the distance. I think that's what the Seahawks... We got to rally. I believe in the Seahawks. I believe in North Carolina. Let's get to it.
I mean, I don't know when it changed to best of 7, but we're not going to complain. It means we're not out of the fight yet. We have a chance here. Reverse sweep inbound. Honestly, UNCW just got a lifeline on that one. They just got a lifeline. It's going to be their chance to really turn this one around. They're going to have to make some serious adjustments if they want to turn this one around quickly. I mean, man, when did NECC turn it into best of 7s? When did that happen?
I wish I could tell you, but I don't know. I think they just added that rule for us specially today. Oh, but that mental change is something you don't want to see. Another quick kickoff goal. Unfortunately, when you go into matches thinking they're best of 5 and then something switches up on you after that game 3 loss, you could have checked out a little bit. And I think that checking out may have gotten to UNCW just a little bit. Everyone's going to have to lock back in and regain. Hopefully UNCW is able to do that more efficiently than the Eagles, but we will have to see. Ball gets cleared out into the Seahawks side, but Reticle does well to clear it out. It looks like we're playing boomer ball a little bit in these first 20 seconds of game 4. Hopefully UNCW is able to bring that under control as a double commit is out in the corner. Steve pops it up close to the goal line. I wish I saw him just let that go a little bit further. Maybe let his teammate take it to the other side. But Brett was still coming. Pops it up right for Flip. No boost for 2 of the UNCW players. There's 2-0 in game 4, 30 seconds in.
Yeah, things are not looking too good for UNCW, as, I mean, it definitely hurts getting unlocked, thinking it was a certain best of, and then now it's a different best of. But, I mean, if you want to be the best, you're going to have to be able to turn it on like a switch here, as UNCW gets a challenge from Steve and Flip, as Steve tries to take control of this one. but shut down by Ian, sending it right back down the field. A missed touch from Reticle is Flip, beats out Sluggish, looks for the double touch, doesn't get it, but BCN there to capitalize as Reticle tries to get this one off to the side. Reticle trying to get this one, gets the full boost, pops it out to the side for Steve, but no boost in the tank. He's not able to challenge it as a shot attempt comes out, but blocked away by Sluggish. And right now, UNC Wilmington needs to find a way to get off of their half. They're getting put into 1v2 situations constantly on the defensive line, and they're just getting drained of boost. I think this entire time I've seen the Eagles with even more boost as an opportunity on the goal line, dribbled out, and the Eagles will go up 3-0 in this match.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. It looks like UNCW is panicking a little bit. They're just playing boomer ball. They have time and space. The Eagles are not sending the house on them, and yet they're just clearing it directly to them and using all of your boost, a little better boost management, a little better mental reset, as Ian was, I think, not playing, bumped by 2 players, demoed by the second. Flip could do this one himself, but it is taken away by Sluggish. A great dunk. This could be an opportunity for the Seahawks. Pop over 1, but a great save coming out from BCN and an even better clear coming out from Flip. I like this pop behind 1. Could be behind 2, but BCN does well. Goes for a flip reset, but there is some midfield contention there. That's what I like to see as a fan of the Seahawks, but they are going to need to be even more aggressive in the Eagles' half.
Absolutely. As the UNCW tries to turn this one around, but a pass right to Flip, dimes up the midfield, a passing play to Sluggish off the back wall, no connection, a shot from Reticle as he brings it down to a 2-goal lead for the Eagles. UNCW showing some life on the pitch here. I mean, that was a great passing play, but it looks like Ian tried to get a squishy, expecting a redirect from Sluggish, not the pass back to Reticle. So those type of opportunities, maybe it's something UNC Wilmington can take advantage of. As this one gets kicked off and Reticle with a full boost in the tank, elects to take it up, gets it passed around Flip, gets the pinch down the midfield, but BCN reads it all too easy as now Steve takes control into his corner. Try to get a pop-up, 50 out, straight into our net, but UNC Wilmington able to get there just in time as a shot comes from Reticle down the field, blocked out by Ian. UNCW starting to turn up the speed dial, showing a little bit of life, showing a little bit of pressure as another shot comes in, tries to sneak it under. A devastating save for the Eagles as UNCW not able to capitalize on that one. And it looks like the Eagles are trying to turn it into a quick counterattack. It's a beautiful double touch off the corner read, and Ian brings it back to a 3-goal lead.
Ew. That was gross. And this is the type of play that I'm looking for UNCW to replicate. It has been their most successful tactic so far. BCN has been setting up his teammates this entire series, has been selfless and giving absolutely beautiful dime passes. And that's what we need to see from UNCW. When they don't shoot immediately, when they are selfless, that's where they have seen the success. I speak of success. Ian is absolutely popping off with a hat trick in this game 4. Does it himself off the ceiling, reads Sluggish's touch, goes low with the reset, and able to slot it into the back of the net. 5-1. Eagles are up in game 4.
Is a tragedy as things are just looking more and more dire for UNC Wilmington. An opportunity comes up in the midfield. Reticle with a beautiful shot. Oh my God, shut my mouth. What a beautiful play from Reticle as he brings it back to a 3-goal lead. Honestly, what shot placement. That was beautiful. Honestly, I'm just going to leave that there. That was a great shot. They're still got a long ways to go. Going to have to just turn up the speed here. They're going to have to try and control it, try and get those plays that we're seeing from the Eagles onto their own play styles. A pass goes straight to the opponent from Steve.
Not what you want to see. I mean, on the bright side for the Seahawks, there are signs of life, but they need to play with a sense of urgency, not with a sense of panic. And touches like that come from a sense of panic. The sense of urgency we saw when Reticle was up early, up quick, trying to get to that ball is exactly what we do want to see. But the scary part about playing with that sense of urgency is how quickly it can deteriorate into that sense of panic. And that panic, like I just said, leads to those missed touches, leads to those miscues, leads to the miscommunication. But Reticle does not care. He seems to be locked in this game for a little bit of that panic showing up on the side of the Eagles. 2 players up, 3 players up. All 3 of the Eagles fans or players are just out in the air, hovering, and Reticle sees that and capitalizes it 3-6. There is time left in this game 4.
I'm not going to get my hopes up just yet. You know, what happened last time, I said something about Reticle scoring, so I'm going to have to just wait and see if they get another one, then maybe I'll get a little bit excited. But now Steve gets a touch off the sidewall. Sluggish gets the 100 boost, tries to control the swing, looks for the pinch, drops it down, but just a little too hard for the UNCW Seahawks to take advantage of. As Reticle gets a catch, pops it off the sidewall, looks for a touch, misses the shot, and a demo comes out for an opportunity as one's popped down the field and Reticle's there to control it. UNCW trying to grasp for straws right here and trying to find something to break through that Eagle wall as BCN takes control as a shot attempt and a bump from Sluggish, and they bring it to a 2-goal lead with 40 seconds left. Things are starting to turn up here for UNC Wilmington.
I think the best chance that UNCW is going to have in this series is right now. They're going to need to get a quick kickoff goal, and then they will be able to have that chance to jump back into this game and hopefully send it to overtime. But that urgency, it's seeming to come out in these last dire seconds of the game as a pop comes over one. Steve is there, could be open. If there's a shot, go for a bump, but there isn't one. This could be dangerous, but it is in the corner for UNCW, and Reticle does well to recover. Steve goes flying by. Ian gets it over 1, over 2. Could be a reset. Pass to Flip, but Flip misses. Steve needs to get to this ball as quickly as he can, and he does well to get to it. You need a goal right now, and if it isn't one, the game will be over. Speaking of goal, that was a beautiful strike on target, but Ian does well, and the Eagles are going to let this one hover in the air. A great comeback attempt from the Seahawks, but this series will be over. 1 for the road, hopefully for them, and they get it 5-6, your final scoreline in game 4.
You know, that's a devastating loss. They showed some signs of life. They showed some abilities to turn it around. And but then in the end of the day, they just collapsed on that defensive half, giving the Eagles the chance to pull away. And honestly, once you pull away, you just showed up a little too late. And you're just kind of playing a game of catch up the entire game 4. And there's not much you can do there. Once you start playing catch up, it's going to be a hard time to come back, especially in Rocket League.
I agree. But the catch-up looked good. It is something to look for into the future of this UNCW squad. They were showing signs of life against a team that they were clearly struggling against. But at the end of the game, you could chalk it up to, oh, well, the Eagles had a comfortable lead. They didn't really need to try as much. But I don't think that's how these players play. I think they're in this division for a reason, and they want to keep the pedal to the metal. They want to keep their foot on the gas, and UNCW showed signs of life. I am hopeful for this squad. I believe that they will be able to regain, recover, and have a deep run in this division.
I mean, absolutely. They're just going to have to really put their heads down and start grinding out and start trying to smooth out their play style, find those mistakes, fix them. I mean, you got to fix the mistakes. And if they can turn that around. Because I know the rest of their NECC schedule it's a very difficult schedule. If you look at the schedule, I mean, they have a tough run they got a tough run for them. Their next match, they have to play Winthrop, which we played against in our placements, which did not go our way either. Then they follow up playing the USC Gamecocks, University of Florida, Charlotte Esports, Kennesaw State, and then the UCF Knights. So be sure to stick around. Also, for those who are watching and who go to UNCW, if you want to help with our broadcast team, be sure to reach out and check out our employment options on Handshake, as we are always looking for work-study students to come and join our team. So, with that being said, unfortunate situation here for UNCW. Didn't get the win tonight, but we will see you all next week when they take on Winthrop's Academy team.